Okay, let's get started laying on our back. So just expanding those feet long. Opening up the palms and just making your body as long as you can. I like to pick up my chest and then just let it down. Breathing that big, beautiful breath, opening up the lungs and then exhaling it out. Inhaling through the nose. And then exhaling out. Think of your breath as really warming up the body. And then exhale, sinking down. One more breath here. And then exhale. Let's go ahead and bring our knees into our chest. Really hugging them in. Opening up that lower back. I always like to roll out my ankles. Kind of move my toes. Maybe open and close your jaw. And then let's take our arms out to a T, really pressing our lower back into our mat. And let's just dive one toe in down at a time and then back up. Just engaging those abdominals, but really pressing the spine into the yoga mat. Just nice and easy this morning. Using that breath. One more each leg. Waking it up this morning. And then keeping your legs right where they are. Go ahead and extend the right leg, bringing the left leg down, and just kind of open up that hamstring. And then bring them back to center. And go ahead back to those taps. Using your breath. One more each side. Really feeling those abdominals, just nice and easy. And now bringing the right leg down, extending that left leg, and then bringing that left leg just nice and easy. Flexing those toes, bringing that rib cage close to your thigh. And then now bringing both feet down. Taking those arms out to a T again, palms are up. Taking those knees side to side. Maybe make it a little bit bigger, nice spinal twist. Waking up that midsection. Maybe you keep your knees off the ground. Maybe that feels good today. And then let's take those knees to one side. It doesn't matter which side, allowing them to drop and looking over that opposite shoulder. So my knees are touching, my knees are to the ground, and I'm just feeling that delicious stretch through the midsection, through the spine. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, dropping those knees to the opposite side and just reaching that palm out, right? I love this too. Can you feel that stretch through your chest? Can you breathe into this twist this morning? And then inhale, coming back to center, hooking those knees in. We're gonna rock and roll. We're gonna make our way to a tabletop. So take your time. Maybe you give it 3 rocks. That might feel good on your spine. And then find yourself in your table. Oh, I'm sorry. Seated. I got excited. Seated. So if you're in tabletop, seated. Turn. It's totally gonna rock into that seated position. Sitting up nice and tall. I'm gonna just turn and face you. Let's inhale, arms come up. As you exhale, right hand comes to that left knee, looking over that left shoulder. Can you drop your right shoulder? Just taking 2 more full breaths here. Really twisting from that midline, but creating that space. between your ear and your shoulder. And then on your next inhale, slowly come back to center once you've completed this 2 full breaths. And then inhale, arms come up. Rooting down through those sit bones, and then exhale, rotating to the other side, left hand, right knee. And just feel that space between that ear and shoulder. Bringing it out. Can you sit up nice and tall? Fully exhaling. And then coming back to center. Let's take those hands in front of us. And let's take those, so I'm taking my palms out in front, and then I'm reaching up, opening it up. So today's practice, I want to kind of think about all your lymph nodes. So right here, you get lymph nodes in your armpit area. We're opening them up this morning. So maybe think about sending your breath there. Right, it's spring cleanse, spring cleaning. And then I want you to, on your next exhale, slowly, keeping your shoulders down, bringing those fingertips in front of you, right? And just giving them a nice stretch. Now I'm not rounding my back. I have a nice straight spine, and I'm just reaching my fingertips in front of me. And then inhale, come on up. Exhaling here. And then one more inhale, bringing those fingertips in front of you. Exhale, relaxing your shoulders, feeling that stretch right through your fingers. So, our hands are gonna be like this all day. So we're really opening them up as well. And then bringing those hands down. And let's just take some circles here. With our head, I'm gonna face you again. We got lots of lymph nodes in our throat, in our neck. So just gotta open them up. Just being aware. If it feels good, maybe you take it to some full circles. Feel free to open and close your jaw here. And then if you can, take that head back and just feel that stretch, right? Breathing into those lymph nodes all up in your throat. So now we're gonna have a little fun. Speaking of these lymph nodes, one of the best breaths is the lion's breath. It wakes it up. Okay, it's kind of good detox. So we're gonna inhale through, so I'm gonna keep my hands right here. Sorry, I'm gonna inhale through my nose. And then you're gonna exhale, open mouth. It's called lion's breath. So my tongue is out. I know it's hard to see. So again, I'm gonna inhale. And it's called the breath of fire. Open your mouth and it's super silly, but it feels so good. One more, inhale. Open mouth, exhale, let out that tongue. Breath of fire, hot breath. Nicely done. Anything that makes you smile, right? All right, my friends, now slowly make your way into that tabletop. Keeping those knees right underneath your hips, wrists right underneath your shoulders. Let's just go into some cat-cows this morning. So we're gonna inhale, drop the belly. And then exhale, rounding it up. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, slowly round, feeling that spine, bringing your chin to your chest. So inhale, dropping it, opening up the heart this morning, opening up that throat. Exhale, rounding it up. One more, inhale. And then exhale, rounding it up. And then coming to that nice neutral spine. Let's get into the hips a little bit. Let's do a figure 8. So we're gonna take this right hip to our right heel and then bring it to the left heel. Come up to the right wrist and then back to the left hip, right hip, left wrist, if that makes sense. So you're kind of making an 8, using that breath. I guess you're not making the top of the 8. Just warming it up. Really light on the wrists. Think about the hips. Think about kind of coming into like a child's pose. Using that breath. Finding that length through the spine. Waking it up this morning. One more each side. Even it out. There we go. And then finding that nice neutral spine. Taking a moment. And now curling your toes. We're going to come into that downward facing dog. Pressing the heels up and back. Just take a moment here, pedaling out your down dog. What feels good today? Maybe you add a nice bend in those knees. Maybe you open and close that jaw. Maybe just let out some loud exhales. That's my fave. And then holding your downward facing dog. Can you bring that rib cage closer to your thighs or more of your heart as you lift your hips up, just enjoying that deep stretch. Head is below the heart, it's energizing. Feeling that deep stretch. And then looking up to your hands, slowly walk it up to your first forward fold. Bending your knees, forward fold is so good for the lymphatic system, right? You got lymph nodes right in the crease of those hips. Dropping the head. Making sure there's a nice bend in your knees so that you can really fold. I know our head was below our heart in our downward facing dog, so let's just do one more breath here. Exhaling, sinking deeper into our forward fold, nice bent knees. And then as slow as you can, take your time, coming up to that beautiful mountain pose. Opening your palms. Just taking a moment, finding the ground beneath you, finding that length through your spine. And now inhale, arms come up. Keeping those arms up as you exhale, reaching up. Let's go ahead and grab our fingertips and open them up again. So my hands are right here. So I'm opening it up. I know it's hard to see. And now let's take it to the side. Really rooting down. I'm rooting down through my right foot. Opening up that side body. Opening up those lymph nodes through the armpit area. And then coming back to center. Taking it to the other side, reaching up and over. Think about opening up through that hip. And then inhale, come to center. Exhale, bringing your hands down. Let's inhale, take this right arm up and back. So like you're patting yourself on the back. Now can you take your left hand, your palm is behind you, and just reach for your back right here. Your fingertips do not have to touch. And now standing up nice and tall, can you feel that stretch? Through your tricep, through your chest, through that lymphatic system in your armpits. Opening it up. Maybe you wiggle a little bit deeper. If your fingertips can touch, go for it. I'm not there quite yet this morning. Open it up. One more breath here, sit up nice and tall. Exhale here. Slowly release. Let's inhale, arms come up. Exhale, swan dive into a nice, lovely forward fold. This time, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up to that mountain pose, keeping your hands with you. Opening up those palms one more time to the ceiling, and then let's take it to the right, rooting down through that right leg. And then inhale back to center Exhale, take it to the left side, rooting down through, or I'm sorry, right side, left leg. Woo. Inhale back to center. Exhale, releasing those arms. Let's take it to the other side. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, left arm, pat yourself on the back. Right, this right here is such a great tricep opener. And then taking this opposite hand so the palm grazes your back as you wiggle it up to what's comfortable for you. Right? This, you'll feel this, right, in this top shoulder, and that's okay. That's why your fingertips don't have to touch. And then we're gonna open up the heart. Can you stand up nice and tall, opening up through that tricep, through that armpit area, that lymphatic system. Breathe into it. Exhale fully. And then slowly release. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, sinking it down into a chair pose, but this time bringing those hands to your legs. We're gonna do that breath of fire one more time. So now I'm in a chair pose. So I'm gonna inhale here. Exhale, open mouth. I know it seems silly. Inhale in your chair. Exhale, let out that breath of fire. And then come back up to mountain pose, inhaling. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, find your down dog. Let's inhale, take this left leg high, three-legged dog. Pressing this left hip down, left heel up. Feeling that stretch through your right leg. And now let's bend this left knee, bringing it in, knee to nose. Exhale, extending it behind us. Let's do that again. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, extend. One more time. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, extend it behind you, three-legged dog. And now bringing this knee through, we're coming right into crescent high lunge. So take a moment. First crescent high lunge. Reaching those arms up. Relaxing your shoulders. Breathing through. And now let's bring those hands behind us. Nice airplane arms, opening up the chest. If it feels good, if you want to clasp your hands behind you, you can. Opening up that heart. Maybe bending this knee a little bit more. Breathe into it. One more breath here. Fully exhale here. Releasing those hands on the inhale. As you exhale, pivoting on that back foot, finding your warrior two. I'm gonna turn it face here. Let's move into our warrior two this morning a little bit. Let's inhale, reach up. Finding that gaze, fingertips touch. Exhale, sinking down into that warrior two. Opening up those hips. So inhale, reach out. Exhale, sinking it down. One more. Inhale, reaching it up. And then slowly exhaling into that beautiful warrior two. Taking a moment here, I'm gonna turn back. Woo, finding some stillness today. Taking another full deep breath here. And then slowly straightening this front leg, reaching forward, coming into that triangle pose. So left hand is on the inside of the left leg, opening it up. Take your time, nothing too deep. Stacking those shoulders, reaching up. And then slowly bending this front knee, coming into that reverse warrior. High-fiving the back of the room with that left arm, revolving that rib cage open, opening up. Think about that through that lymphatic system, through that armpit area. Open it up, breathe into it. And then slowly coming back into your warrior two, pivoting back into that beautiful crescent high lunge. And then exhaling, dropping this back knee, coming into a low lunge. And then let's come into that twist, opening it up. Can you really bend this left knee forward? Can you really rotate through that rib cage? Wringing it out this morning. And now planting this hand down. I'm not done with this left leg. Can you take this left leg back behind you, coming into a modified side plank? So looking down, making sure that knee is stacked over that hip. And then if that feels good, can you grab this back foot, this is my left leg, and stretching out that quad right here. Breathing into it. And now slowly release that leg, bringing it back forward, coming into that low lunge, opening it up. Now let's take this right arm and come back into that tricep stretch. So I'm holding, and then I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to reach up for those fingertips in that low lunge. So I'm opening up my right hip, opening up that tricep. One more breath here. Exhale, let it out. And then slowly framing this left foot, curling your right toes, take this left leg back and open up that hip into a nice scorpion tail. And then coming into your downward facing dog. Let's inhale into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, maybe you give a nice hop up to that forward fold. Exhale, plant your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up to that mountain pose. This time, exhale, back bend. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back down, dog. Inhale, take that right leg high. Three-legged dog. Take a moment. Really pressing that right hip down, right heel up. Now bending this right knee. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, extend it behind you. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, extend behind you. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, find your crescent high lunge. Come on up. Take a moment. Dropping your shoulders. Holding it here, and now bringing those arms behind you. Maybe just hold airplane. Opening up the chest. Maybe you grab those hands behind you. Yogi's choice. Opening up the chest. One more full breath wherever you are. And then slowly release. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, coming into that warrior two. Let's move on this side. Inhale, straightening the arms, following the gaze. And then exhale, sinking into that warrior two. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, sinking down. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale. Holding it here, finding that warrior two. Staying right in the present moment today. Nice and strong. Holding it here, expanding through that chest. And now slowly straighten that front leg. Reaching it forward, coming into that triangle pose. Stacking the shoulders. Doesn't have to be too deep. Just feeling that beautiful stretch. And then bending into that warrior two, high-fiving the back room, coming in to that reverse warrior. And inhale, coming back to warrior two. Hands come to heart as you pivot back up into your crescent high lunge. Dropping that bottom knee. And then peeling open that right arm, coming into my favorite twist. Think about bringing that rib cage to your inner thigh, really wringing it out. And then slowly coming up into that crescent low lunge. And now bending this left arm, patting yourself on the back, and then taking this right arm, palm grazes the back of your back as it wiggles up, trying to meet. Come closer to your fingertips, opening it up. Think about that left hip flexor, that left tricep, opening it all up through there. Breathe into those spaces. And then slowly release. Inhale, arms come up. As you exhale, framing this right foot, curling your left toes, taking this right leg back behind you, opening it up. And then coming into your downward facing dog. Let's inhale into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Hang out here. Let's run through that again. Inhale, left leg comes high. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, extend it behind you. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, extend behind you. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, come into your crescent high lunge. Inhale into your warrior two. Straightening that front leg, coming into your triangle pose. Inhaling into your warrior two, exhaling, reversing that. Maybe you take that arm behind you, a nice mini bind. This time, inhale into warrior two, exhale, holding your crescent high lunge. Now framing this right foot, or left foot, I'm sorry, keeping a runner's lunge. Now come into that twist. Inhale back up into crescent high lunge. Exhale, bringing those hands to heart center. We're gonna come into a nice warrior three. Inhale, take flight. Exhale, hinging from the hips, finding that warrior three. A little bit of balance this morning, bringing those hands behind you maybe. Breathe here. Now inhale, one-legged mountain. Bringing this right leg up. Exhale, taking this right leg, or crossing it into a nice eagle legs. Right, maybe you just take your right foot over one time. You don't have to double cross it, or double, if that makes sense. Now take your left arm underneath. Nice eagle arms. Sitting into that eagle pose, spreading your toes, finding your balance, big breath here. And now exhale, release, coming into that mountain pose. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back down, dog. Inhale, right leg comes high, three-legged dog. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, extend it behind you. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, extend behind you. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, find your crescent high lunge. Come on up. Open up, warrior two. Straightening that front leg, coming into that triangle pose. Bending that front knee, reversing into that warrior, maybe adding that little half bind. So this is my left hand on my outer hip. And then coming back to your warrior two, bringing those hands to heart as you come up into your crescent high lunge. Exhale, framing your right foot, runner's lunge, bending this right knee. Planting your left hand, peeling open into that twist. stacking your shoulders, bending that right knee. Using your abdominals as you come back up to crescent high lunge, really planting your weight in that front foot, bringing your hands to heart center, taking flight right into your warrior three. Straightening both legs as you hinge from the hips. Pointing your left toes down towards the earth, and then if that feels good, bringing those hands behind you. Breathing into it. And then slowly coming up, one-legged mountain. Exhaling into those eagle legs. Coming on down. Right arm comes right underneath. Sinking it down. Now big inhale here, squeeze it together. As you exhale, coming into that mountain pose. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, find your down dog. Catch your breath. One more breath here. Exhale it out. Now slowly walk your hands back. Taking those feet out nice and wide, drop it into a nice yogi squat. No yogi squat again, it's great for the lymphatic system, right? We got lymph nodes right here. Opening up the hips, we're nice and warm. As we come towards the end of our yoga practice this morning. You know, sometimes this pose, it's tough, right? It's our hips. We hold a lot of tension in our hips. So just breathe into that spot. If you have to come to the ground, maybe adjust a little bit, you can. Can you take one more full breath here? Exhale fully. And then slowly bringing your hands down, coming to your knees, taking those knees out nice and wide. Bringing those arms out, coming into a nice child's pose. Catching your breath. And then slowly come on up. Swinging those feet out in front of you. And we're actually just end our practice in a nice seated posture this morning. Sitting up nice and tall. Just closing your eyes. Noticing how warm your body feels today. Just taking these last few moments, letting go of anything else that is around us. Feeling our warm breath through our body. Being grateful today for this body that all works together. And let's slowly open our eyes. Taking those arms, let's inhale, arms come up. Following the gaze as our fingertips touch. And then slowly exhaling, letting out all that breath. Bringing those hands to heart center. Thank you so, so much for doing yoga with me today. Namaste.